Welcome to Antidote to Sitting. You may need a belt or a strap for the final exercise. Come to stand with the feet underneath the hips, spread the toes, spread the feet on the mat. Find your balance from front to back and side to side. Roll the shoulders up, back and down, and then close your eyes. Relax your face and come to focus on your breath. Drawing the breath in through the nostrils, filling the lungs, feel the ribs expanding to the side and the back. Feel balanced and grounded. As you breathe in, lift the arms above the head, bringing the palms together. As you breathe out, return the arms back down by your side. Breathing in to lift and expand. Breathing out to return down. Continuing on, use your breath for timing. Still being aware of the balance of weight through the feet. Once more, lifting. And breathing out, returning back down. Interlink the fingers, opening your eyes. Interlink the fingers, lift them to your heart. Breathe out to press them away. Breathe in to lengthen them up. And breathing out, leaning to the right. Draw the tummy in and return back to the center and then over to the left. Returning back to the center. Breathe out as you fold down, hands to the floor. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Breathe in, coming onto your fingertips, gazing forwards. Breathing out to fold back down. Take the right arm up towards the ceiling, turning the head to look to the hand. And return back to your center and take the left arm up, a gentle twist. Returning back to center. Sink the bottom, raise the arms, come into chair pose, press through the heels, return to the top, circle the arms back and down. Once more, breathe in to lift to your heart, breathing out to press them away. Breathe in to lengthen the arms up. And leaning over to the right, gentle side stretch, return to the center, and then over to the left. Returning to center. Breathe out as you fold down, hands to the floor, bend the knees. Breathe in, come onto the fingertips, gaze forwards. Breathe out, return the head back down. Take the right arm up towards the ceiling, turning the head to look to the hand. And return back down. And take the left arm up, gentle twist. Returning back down. Sink the bottom, raise the arms into chair pose. Return to the top, circle the arms back and down. Coming to the front of your mat. Feet underneath the hips, find your balance and your breath here. Breathe in, lengthen the arms up. Breathing out to fold back down, hands to the floor. Onto the fingertips, gazing forwards. Step the right leg back into low lunge. Place the knee down, release the toes. Front knee over the ankle, back hip over the back knee, pressing that right foot into the floor and hands to the hips. Lifting the right arm up towards the ceiling, we're going to add a lateral stretch here. Still pressing that right foot firmly down into the floor. Take that right arm slightly over to the left, so you're lifting out of the hips. Feel the stretch all the way up the side of the body to the fingertips and all the way down to the knee. And breathe. Return back, place the hand to the hip. Place the hands to the floor, step that left leg back Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and we'll come into cat. Breathe in, lift the head, lift the buttocks, creating a U shape with the body. And then as you breathe out, tucking the head under, gaze between the legs, lifting the ribs towards the sky, creating an upward arch position. Breathe in, return back down to that U shape, pressing the chest forwards. Don't lift the head too high here. And as you breathe out, tucking under, arching up. Continue on, breathe in, lift the head, lift the buttocks. And then as you breathe out, tucking under, just working the spine from top to bottom. We'll come into tigers now. As you breathe in, lift the head, lift the right leg, not too high. As you breathe out, you're going to draw the knee in towards the nose, underneath the body. As you breathe in, lift the leg, lift the head, keeping that leg bent. As you breathe out, tucking under, knee towards the nose. One more time, lifting. Try not to bend the arms here and lifting too high. Breathe in and breathing out. Then placing the knee back down. Drop the left forearm down onto the mat. We'll come into hip circles here. Looking to draw the right knee forwards to start with. And then taking the leg out to the side. Roll it round behind you. Keeping it bent, then draw the knee back in. Draw the knee forwards. Taking it out to the side, not too high. Roll it round behind. And draw it back in, just working around the hip mobility here, using the knee to create a circle around the hip, drawing it back in. Just one more of these, noticing how your inner and outer thigh feel here and the lower back. Place the knee down, come back to your hands, tuck toes under and press back into downward facing dog. Just place the feet here at hip distance, spreading the fingers and the toes. Find your breath as you press the heels back and the hips high, relaxing the head down. Just gaze between the legs and breathe. Just settling here. Come back down to the knees, step the right foot forwards, knee over the ankle into low lunge on this side. Again, pressing the left leg down, hands to the hips to begin with. Find your breath. And then you're going to lengthen the left arm up towards the ceiling. Still pressing the left knee down into the floor, gently leaning over, drawing that arm over towards the right. Feel the stretch from the hip all the way through to the fingers and breathe here. Lengthening and stretching. Return back, hand to the hip. And place the hands down, step that right foot back, and we'll come into cat once more, hands under shoulders. As you breathe in, lift the head, lift the buttocks slightly. As you breathe out, rolling through those abdominals, pressing the ribs high, gaze between the legs. Breathing in, come back down into that U shape, pressing the chest forward, shoulders down, and rolling back through, gazing between the legs. One more time, just gazing forwards into that U shape, rolling back through, pressing up with those ribs, and we'll add the tigers as you lift the head, lift that left leg, draw the knee in towards the nose as you breathe out. Breathing in to lift, and breathing out, tucking back under. Just mindful not to lift so high that you end up bending the elbows. Lifting here, and then tucking back under. Lifting for the last time, And draw that knee back in towards the nose. Place the knee down, drop that right forearm down onto the mat this time, and we'll do the left hip circles, taking the left knee forwards, then taking it out to the side, roll it around behind you, and then drawing it back in. Draw the knee forwards to give yourself some space before taking it out to the side, rolling it round, and just notice how different it may feel on this side versus the other one. Through the lower back, maybe the inner and outer thighs, rolling it back through. Nearly there, just mobilizing the hip, just warming it up, taking it through its full range of motion. Coming back up onto the hands, tuck the toes under and press back into downward facing dog once more. Again, just settling the feet at hip distance. Let the head drop as you gaze behind you. Gently draw the shoulders away from the ears as you press back into the heels. And find your breath here. Return back down to the knees, take them wide, big toes together, and sit back into child's pose, resting the hips back to the heels. Let the forehead rest down onto the floor. If your head doesn't reach the floor, just place the hands one on top of the other and rest your head onto your hands. And breathe. Place the hands in front of the knees to help yourself up. We're going to come into gate pose now. So coming up onto your knees, knees directly underneath your hips. Extend the right leg out to the side. Place the right hand onto the right leg. And then you're going to extend the left arm up towards the ceiling. And then gently easing over, letting that right hand slide down the leg, creating some space for your shoulder here. Reaching those left fingertips out along. You can either look forwards, down, or even up towards the ceiling. Just find a position that your neck prefers here. You're lifting out of that hip, stretching the side of the body. Again, remember to breathe here. Return back to the center, placing the knee back underneath the hip, and we'll come into a baby back bend here. Tuck the back toes under, press the hand into your lower back, draw the elbows towards each other, squeeze the buttocks and press the hips forward. You're creating a gentle arch in the spine here, so don't throw the head back too far here. Squeeze the buttocks, that's where the pressure comes from, to stretch the hips and the front of the thighs. Again, find your breath as you open the chest towards the sky. Breathing here, still drawing the elbows towards each other. It's just a gentle arch, this one. Return back to the top. And then extend the left leg out to the side. Gate pose on this side, hand to the thigh. Lengthening the right arm up and gently easing over. Let that hand slide down the leg, create the space. Lengthen the arm above the ear, either looking up, straight ahead or down. But still feeling that lift out of that hip through the ribs. And find your breath once more. Just easing into that stretch with each breath. Returning back to the top, bring the knee back under, tuck the toes under, press the hands into the lower back and gently easing into your back bend once more. Opening up the chest, again squeeze the buttocks, press the hips forwards. The power and strength comes from the gluteals here. Don't throw the head back too far. Still using that breath to deepen the stretch. And return back to the top. Release the toes. and fold forwards into child's pose, resting the head down once more. Relax your breath here, lengthening the spine. And coming back up, hands in front of the knees. We're coming to pigeon pose here. So coming onto hands and knees, and draw your right knee towards your right hand, leaving the left leg out behind you. If you can, wriggle that right foot out from underneath you slightly, drawing it towards the front of the mat. Come into proud pigeon here. So you want to tuck your back toes under, lift the knee and press back through the heel to find a stretch through the front of that left hip. Make sure that the weight stays over onto that left side. Don't collapse into your right side here. Foot is flexed to help protect the knee. And breathe. Release the knee down, release the toes, and then drape yourself over that front leg, just coming down as far as you are able. That might be onto the forearms, or if you can, rest the head down and extend the arms. And explore the sensations in that right hip and thigh. Again, just find your breath here, working that deep stretch through the hip area. Spine is lengthening. Using that breath still to deepen the stretch when you can. Place the hands underneath the shoulders to lift yourself back up, tucking the back toes under, and press back into downward facing dog here. Take your time, pressing the heels back and the hips high, just noticing the sensations on that side. Should feel a little bit different to the left here. And breathe. Wonderful. Coming back down to the knees and then bringing that left knee towards the left hand. Again, wriggling that left foot out from underneath you a little if you can. Pressing the weight into the right side. Hands under shoulders. Coming into proud pigeon, tucking the toes under, lift the knee, press back through that heel. Again, settling into that stretch through the front of that in front of that right hip, and breathe. Release the knee down, release the toes, and then drape yourself over that front leg. Again, just coming down as far as you're able. It might be different on this side, just listen to your body. Find the sensations in the hip and the thigh on this side. Again, finding your breath, using that out breath to deepen the stretch. Just breathe. Place the hands under the shoulders to lift yourself back up. Tuck the back toes under, releasing into downward facing dog in your own time. Again, just settle the breath here as you press the heels back and the hips high. And find your balance through all four limbs here. Coming back down to the knees. And sit back into child's pose once more, resting the head down either onto the mat or onto your hands. Moving on, rolling the spine up, and then just close your eyes and breathe here. Opening your eyes, and then come to sit, extending the legs out in front of you. We're coming into a pose called Dandasana. Very simple pose here. Hands underneath the shoulders, chin tucked down slightly, pressing the heels away, toes towards the ceiling, just straightening the spine and the legs here. Extend the arms out at shoulder height, and using your tummy muscles, slowly roll back down onto the mat. vertebra by vertebra. And once you reach the mat, you can hug the knees into the chest. Just squeeze the thighs into the belly. Maybe have a little rock side to side here. Relax the shoulders. And keeping hold of the right knee, extend the left leg along the floor. Again, flexing the feet here. Press that left heel away as you draw the right knee slightly out towards the right shoulder. Looking for a stretch through the front of that left hip. And breathe here. Drawing that left leg in, extending the right leg away. Again, pressing that right heel away as you draw the left knee slightly out to the side. Looking for that stretch through the front of that right hip. And breathe here. Draw that right knee back in, straighten the spine, then place the feet as wide as the mat, taking the arms out at shoulder height, palms facing up. And coming into a reclining twist with these wide feet. Taking the knees over to the right, turning the head to the left. You're looking for a stretch through the front of that left hip, so pressing that left knee slightly away, breathing into that lovely twist. Find a stretch through the neck and the chest here as well. Return the knees back to the center. Take them over to the left, turning the head to the right, exploring the stretch through the front of that right hip. And again, maybe across the neck and the chest as well. Just breathe here. Return back to the center. Take them over to the right once more, turning the head to the left. Bring them back to the center. Last time, take them over to the left, turning the head to the right. Turn them back to the center, lifting one foot at a time up towards the chest, placing the soles of the feet to face each other with the knees apart. For the inside of the leg, take hold wherever you can, so that might be the heels, the feet, or the shins, wherever you can reach. You're trying to press the soles of the feet together as you press the knees apart. Through a stretch through the front of the hip and the inner thigh here, but try to relax the shoulders, still pressing the tailbone down. And again, just find your breath with this stretch. Tucking the chin in, lengthening the back of the neck. As you breathe out, lift the head, gaze towards your feet. As you breathe in, hold there, expand across the ribs. And then breathing out, you curl yourself back down. Breathing in, breathing out to lift, pressing the feet together, press the knees apart, hold, and breathing out to curl back down. Breathing in, prepare, breathing out to curl and lift, hold as you breathe in. And breathing out to curl back down. Once more, breathe in, breathe out, curl and lift, press the knees apart, soles of the feet together, hold there as you breathe in, and breathing out, curling back down. Hug the knees back together, have a little rock side to side. We're going to come to lie on our right hand side here. You want to place the right elbow underneath the right shoulder, directly under. Extend the legs in line with the body to start with. Coming into side plank work here. So you fold the legs behind you at 90 degrees at the knees for stability. Place that left hand onto your hip. Lifting the hips up towards the ceiling directly. Make sure that elbow stays underneath the shoulder. Hips are lifted high, head in line with the rest of the body. Don't let it sag down. And then extend that left arm up towards the ceiling. Imagine a corset pulling your midriff up towards the ceiling. Then place the hand down, fold it in front and come into a front plank, but still keeping the feet lifted away from the floor. Draw the tummy in. Nice strong position, and then switching sides. So bring the feet down, lift that right arm up, so you're coming into left side plank here. Hold for a breath, still lifting those hips. And then come back into your front plank, hands across in front of you, feet still lifted. Lift up that left arm, coming onto your right side. Take a breath here. Return back to the front plank. And bringing that right arm back up. Feet down to the floor, nice and strong. Coming back to your front plank. You can stay with your half plank, or you can come into your full plank here. So if you want to extend the legs, you can do, bringing that top leg in front to help with your balance. Find your breath. Again, hips are high here. Come back into your front plank. Try not to let the lower back sag down here. Then lifting that right arm up, coming into your left side plank. Remember, you can stay with half plank if you prefer. Rotate back to the front, hold. And then lifting that left arm once more. Working three-dimensionally through your core here. Coming back to your center plank. Squeeze the buttocks underneath you. And then coming into that left side plank, lifting that right arm up. Returning back to your front plank here. Breathe. Place the knees down and release back into your child's pose. I'd highly recommend the hands beside the shins with the palms facing up with this one to relax the shoulders, or you can stay in your normal child's pose if you prefer. Remember to breathe here, relax. Place the hands in front of the knees to help yourself back up, and then come to lie down on your back with your knees bent, feet on the floor at about hip distance apart. We're going to work into some bridge work here. So knees and feet at hip distance. If you can, touch your heels with your fingertips to check the distance your feet are away from your buttocks. Tuck the chin in, lengthen the back of the neck. And in your own time, curling the spine away from the floor, starting at the base, lifting all the way up to the shoulders, squeeze the buttocks at the top, find that stretch through the front of the hip, and then lowering the spine back down, starting at the top vertebra, rolling all the way down to the tailbone, gently releasing. Breathing in, lifting and curling up, pressing the feet firmly into the floor, pressing the knees away from you, creating some space here, and then curling back down, vertebra by vertebra, to the base. You can continue on in this same vein, or you can add on with me, lifting to your top bridge. You're going to lift the right leg up towards the ceiling, lowering the hips down towards the floor, and then pressing that left leg firmly into the floor to lift the hips, and then place the right foot back down onto the floor, keeping those hips lifted, lifting the left leg this time, lowering the hips, and then firing them back up using that right leg, placing the left leg back down, lifting that right leg, lowering it down, use those left buttocks to fire up, placing that right foot back down, lifting the left leg, lowering down, push it back up, and place that foot down. One more each side, so lifting the right leg up, lowering down, fire it up and place it down. Last one, lifting the left leg, extend it up, lower the hips, fire them back up and place that left leg back down, and then slowly curl the spine back down as before, creating some space as you do so. And then hug the knees into the chest. We're coming into our final exercise here, where you might need your belt or strap. So placing the feet back down, taking hold of your strap and place it around the ball of your right foot, extending it up towards the ceiling. Have the straps long enough that the shoulders can rest down. You want the heel high, toes towards the shins. Nice straight leg here. Just looking for that stretch in those hamstrings. And then you're looking to extend the left leg along the floor, placing the straps into your right hand. Place the left arm out at shoulder height for stability. Take that right leg directly out to the side, 90 degrees to the body here, looking for a stretch in the inner thigh. Let the elbow come down so you feel supported. You want to press the left heel away, pressing the left buttock down into the floor, and breathe into that stretch here through the inner thigh and across the hip. Just breathe into that lovely stretch. Turning the leg back to the center, place the straps into the left hand, take the right arm out at shoulder height, and then draw that leg across the body as though you're wrapping that right hip right over the left, finding the stretch down the side of the leg here and turning the head to look over that right shoulder. Helps to keep that shoulder down. Just find that twist and that stretch. Find your breath once more, just settling into this one. It can be quite tricky. Just coming over as far as you feel that you can. Turning the leg back to the top. Release the strap and lower the leg slowly down to the floor. And hopefully it should feel nice and long and lengthened, and maybe a little bit longer than the left leg presently. Bending the legs back in and placing the strap around the ball of the left foot, extending it up towards the ceiling, toes down, heel is high, shoulders relaxed down, and extending the right leg along the floor. The straps into your left hand, take the right arm out at shoulder height, draw that left leg out to this left side, again let the elbow come down so you feel supported, pressing the right heel away, right buttock pressing down towards the floor, keeping you stable here as you explore that inner thigh stretch. Then returning the leg slowly to the top, place the straps into your right hand, take the left arm out at shoulder height and wrap that left leg right over the right, turning the head to look over that left shoulder. Find your stretch on the side of the leg, side of the hip, and maybe again across the neck and the chest as your head is turned here. And breathe. Lovely twist. Using that out breath to deepen that twist and that stretch. Breathe in, returning the leg slowly back. Release the strap, lower the leg slowly down, and hopefully both legs feel about the same length now. The hips are nicely released. Draw the knees into the chest once more, just straighten the spine after those twists. Maybe have a little rock side to side if you wish, a little massage for the spine. Placing the feet back down and prepare for your savasana, your relaxation. So you can either keep the knees bent with the feet on the floor, or if you wish to, extending the legs out a little wider than the hips, just letting the feet roll open. Hands just slightly away from the body with the palms facing up, opening up across the collarbones, then closing your eyes, relaxing the jaw, relaxing the face. Feel supported by the mat and the floor here, and come to find your breath. We're going to work the breath to deepen your relaxation and to focus the mind. We'll do a 4-part breath here. So you're looking to breathe in for a count of 4, hold the breath for a count of 2, breathing out for a count of 4, then pausing for a count of 2 before you breathe again. So it's in for 4, holding for 2, breathing out for 4, and pausing for 2. Remembering the in and the out breath should be through the nostrils, not the mouth. Nice and controlled, just focusing on each breath. Noticing how the body feels through each phase of the breath. If the mind starts to wander, just gently bring it back to focusing on the breath. Breathing in for 4, hold for 2, breathing out for 4, and then pausing for 2 before you breathe again. Feeling the heart rate slow. This helps to reduce the blood pressure, stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system of the body, your rest and digest system, reducing stress and anxiety. Just using the breath to connect mind and body. Just let go of trying and focus on being. Nice easy breath in and out. Focusing on each breath helps to keep you present and alert. Connecting mind and body. Continuing on with the breath for as long as you need. You can use this breath at any time of the day, starting to deepen your breath now. Wriggle your fingers and your toes, reawaken your sense of touch. Become aware of the taste in your mouth and any sounds in the room. Drawing them up, curling over onto one side, just gently resting here, noticing how you feel, mind and body. And slowly make your way up to a comfortable seated position with your eyes closed and your head heavy. Rub the palms together to warm them up. Placing the warm palms over your eyes, resting your fingers against your forehead. Opening your eyes into the darkness of your hands. Let the hands drop away. Breathing in to lengthen the arms up, bring the palms together. As you breathe out, return them to your center. Relax and breathe.